Welcome to McGowan's Canvas Miracles. Well, we got a special show today. As you know, we go throughout the community finding out what people are doing. We have a young lady with us today, Amber Lynch, who's working with a program, the Family and Youth Empowerment Program, which is a new program which is helping out with all kinds of things in our society. And I want to thank you for coming in, and I know it's nerve-wracking to sit and try, and we're going to do some kind of a little painting and talk about the program, and maybe introduce yourself. What do you...
Yep, so thank you for having me here today, and my name is Amber, as you said, and I work with the Family and Youth Empowerment Program here in Miramichi. We are new, we just started to see clients in January, so we're still trying to get our name out there and let the community know what we have to offer.
Okay, and you're dealing with youth that are 12 to 18 years old?
Yep, that's exactly right. So what we do is we offer no cost programming to youth at risk between the ages of 12 and 18.
Okay. Mm-hmm. No cost to them at all? They can just
no
come
cost.
use the services? And
Yep, they can come and access our services.
Are they referred to you,
free.
or anybody can use it, or?
Mm-hmm. So there's multiple ways to refer. We do offer self-referral, so they can refer themselves to our program, but also parents and guardians and other community organizations. We work closely with different sectors as well, so they can put in the referral on our website. Eligibility criteria is we recognize that these youth need some extra supports. So if they were exposed to different ACEs in their childhood, which is adverse childhood experiences, which could be poverty, disconnected from school, abuse, anything like that. So,
okay. Mm-hmm. So what's the first thing we're going to do? Just hold your hand out like this for a minute. I'm just going to get your paint ready. No, I'm just kidding.
This is my paint, this one's yours?
Just put it here, we'll share.
Oh, okay,
How's
perfect.
that? Make it easier. We'll go at the same time. What brush are we going to use? Let's use, say, this brush.
Okay.
Just going to take a brush. I'm going to take a little bit of blue on our brush, a little white, and we'll start. We'll paint a sort of a corner in like this here. Just scrubbing, tapping, pushing some paint into the canvas here. What we're going to do is we're going to try and create some dark clouds with a hole in the center of the sky, and then we'll put some light beams coming through. We're going to learn how to sort of focus on light today.
Is it because we haven't seen the sunshine in a long time?
It's true. It's been raining and pouring. Yeah. So what are some of the problems youth have that you guys are trying to tackle?
Yeah, so the main focus of our program is it's an upstream prevention. So we want to reach these youth before they really require any intervention, which essentially means we want to expose them to pro-social activities that maybe they haven't had the chance to experience. So that could be anything like a sport that they haven't had an opportunity to play that they're interested in, to going to the gym to learn about physical activity. So our family and youth empowerment workers would meet one-on-one to figure out, wow, you have a lot here, an attainable action plan for these youth. What do we want to help them with? What strategies can we use, and how can we best support them? And at that point, they would meet with them once a week, once every 2 weeks, whatever we thought was appropriate, and work towards building those goals and building the relationships with the youth. Yeah.
Where does the funding come from? Is it a government-funded program? Is it a self-funded program that you guys raise funds for? Or?
Yeah, so it all started in 2023 through Public Safety Canada. The City of Miramichi was given a Building Safer Communities Fund. 3 years of funding towards building safer communities. And at that point, the founder of New Tide Counseling and Consulting, Caitlin Carroll, she was awarded with this project. And from there, our programs were developed. So we have the Youth Empowerment Program and the Family Empowerment Program. And it wasn't just developed overnight. She reached out to many stakeholders across our community, the experts in youth and family, and there was a committee formed, a Youth Empowerment Advocacy Committee, with these stakeholders to figure out, what is needed here in our community. And from that committee, they developed a final report where they went around and asked youth, what's missing here? What do we need in Miramichi? What are you looking for? So we got some really great results from that.
So what are some of the things some of the youth said?
What type of supports are you looking for here was actually talk therapy. That was the highest rated answer we got from youth in Miramichi.
So somewhere they can go and talk with somebody about what's going on in their life and problems,
Yeah.
maybe at home and stuff. Okay.
Yeah. And other
Counseling.
ones were activities at free of cost in that adolescent range. We have a lot of things geared towards the younger ages,
Right.
but that 12 to 18, it kind of dwindles down.
Okay.
So those were some things that came back. And then also, what we really focus on is just building a relationship with that mentor, to have someone in their corner, right?
Okay.
Some of these kids, all they need is just a little extra support, someone that is like a cheerleader, they're there for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to take some white, pour it in the center, keep your
Okay.
brush dirty. And we just want the center to have a little bit lighter color, so that's why we're putting the white in there.
Oh, mine's pretty dark.
We're creating a sort of edge around, which is going to end up looking like a hole later on.
It's a little
So add some more white. So see, it seems like it's the same color.
Yeah.
So just dump some white right on your plate there. On your canvas, I mean, right on
Right
the
in the
hole.
middle,
Right in the
okay.
hole, yeah, lighten that right up. Yeah, and just go back and forth to sort of make it a little different looking than the rest of the canvas. All right, yeah, so go on about the youth and some of the things they were looking for.
Yeah, so after that final report was done, then what came from it was our programs. So our youth empowerment program, which, as I mentioned, we started seeing clients in January of this year. We so far I just pulled the report the other day actually. So for one-on-one mentoring sessions, we've had 88 sessions since January.
Oh, wow.
Yep, we
So
have
88 youth that needed to have.
not 88 youth, so it's the
Okay.
same youth. So we're
Okay.
we're over 20 youth though.
Okay, so they're repeat.
They're
coming back
repeat,
and-
yep, they're coming
good.
back. They reach out to their empowerment workers when, they need a little support or they want to take on a new challenge, reach a new goal.
Okay, and the object is to sort of make the community safer for the students and from them too, I guess, as well, making sure they're not dangerous or doing things that are
Exactly.
getting them into trouble.
As we
learning how
know, if we can reduce those risk factors and
Right.
increase the pro-social behaviors, pro-social activities,
to- Mhm.
in the long run, we can reduce criminal behavior and activities as well. So if we have the opportunity to expose these youth now to all of these, wonderful life skills and things they can take with them.
Now, this
in
is a new
turn-
program, so you guys, are you keeping stats that you can keep track or
Yes.
names and things like that?
Oh,
Okay.
yes. We work with an evaluator based out of St. John. She's actually coming tomorrow, and she helps us with the impact of our program.
We're going to take some orange and black and make some kind of a gray now, so a little bit of blue maybe, as long as it's a grayer color, sort of
Okay.
a bluish gray.
Yep.
So where we created that white circle, on the edges of it now, we're going
Mhm.
to start creating dark clouds and just sort of pulling them out away from the circle. So just tap some paint in, scrub some circles, lightly touch it, and create a sort of cloud happening.
Okay.
And then we're going to work our way around the canvas doing different shades of that same kind of color. It could be lighter, darker, but as long as that hole is starting to look like it's getting lighter as we go. So just making some circles with your brush, sort of a scrubbing motion. Nothing complicated. We call this ugly painting.
I like that.
Uglier the better.
Sounds easy.
When you go into so the realists, when they first started out in the 14th century, were trying to paint every little detail, every little hair, and it would take years and just months to do a painting. And then later on, they discovered that Leonardo and these guys discovered that the brain fills in a lot of the stuff, and sometimes we can't paint the way our brain would fill in. So they learn to just leave out most of the detail and paint enough that the brain would fill in what's
Missing.
will react and what we miss. So what we're trying to master is getting enough color and value down that the brain will say, oh, that's a tree, and put the leaves in, and that's a branch, and make it. So that's our goal, is to create just enough information. We're not trying to paint a painting.
Okay.
Michelangelo said, God created all the work. We're just getting the rubble out of the way. So that's our job. Our job is to master getting the rubble out of the way and getting the eye to say, okay, what are we working on there? Right now we're working on trying to create a hole. So in order to create that hole, my idea is we'll put some dark around the hole, and it's light. So our mind's going to say, oh, there's a sky in behind the dark clouds. So what's the very first youth that came in? Do you remember, and what it was like? We
Yeah.
don't use names or anything, but
No, it was great. So I'll have to say where we're located as well.
Sure.
I don't think I mentioned. We have a youth empowerment lounge located above the goodie shop,
Okay.
actually right in Newcastle. And we created that space as an inclusive, safe space for youth to come. And how we did that was, calming environment, and also lots of LED lights. Youth
Okay.
really like LED lights.
Yeah.
So that's where we are. And on top of our one-on-one mentoring that we offer with our youth empowerment workers, we also provide the community with different events, free events for youth. So
Okay.
we will have drop-ins, after-school drop-ins at our youth empowerment lounge. For the youth don't have to be in our program.
right.
It's just open to any youth that want to attend. So they can just come there after school. Usually it's from 3 to 5.
And is it private, like their information's kept, like, just for them to talk to somebody and what they're going through?
They can if they want to talk to somebody, but really
Okay.
it's just a safe space to hang out. So we have a Nintendo Switch, we have a ping pong table, we have beanbag chairs, TV. They can just come and have a safe space to go after school.
Okay.
We have snacks and drinks as well for them. But a sister program that is our newest initiative based on the report that we did about youth wanting talk therapy. So we are under the umbrella of New Tide Counseling and Consulting. So
Right.
everything we do, we're really lucky to have social workers and counselors to help guide us. We have frequent meetings about our clients and use best practices. We're using trauma-informed care and evidence-based practices. But an initiative that we just recently started is called the Youth Uplift.
Okay.
So Youth Uplift is free mental health therapy for any youth, again, age 12 to 18,
Right.
where they can go and they can meet with a professional counselor.
Okay.
Right now, they are meeting at our office, New Tide Counseling and Consulting. So we have offices there, or if they're more comfortable, they can come and take a room in our Youth Empowerment Lounge and have more of like a chill space to talk.
So now we're going to paint, we put a little, I came up a little too high, but down below where your hole is, we'll create some kind of a horizon line. So
Okay.
it doesn't have to be anything special, just a few mountains back there or something. Something to say there's a ground level. So there we go, just something down there. Like I say, we're not getting fussy. We're just trying to create an impression of something in a few minutes, give it a feel like there's something up there. And then I'm just going to take, so there's a hole up here. So anytime we want to have a reflection, I'm thinking let's make some kind of a water down here.
Okay.
So I'm just going to outline something, leave it light in the center. So, just like that. And then paint off to the side. Just sort of wet my canvas down and just get something on there. Before you know it, something will start popping up. And if your paint's not spreading out too well,
Yeah.
just dip your brush in the water.
Some more water.
Get a little water in it. Nothing complicated. We want things to disappear in the background, so we'll make it skinny at the back and wider as it comes up.
Okay.
I have no idea what we're doing, but we'll figure it out as we go. Get something put together here.
It's usually the way it is.
So what we're doing is we're going to let the painting sort of just make itself up,
Okay.
see what we see in there and add some stuff in and have some fun with it. So do you get more girls or boys, or have you noticed yet that there's a...
I would say right now it's relatively even.
Okay.
I will say that one of our events that gains the most traction is we partner with John B. Fletcher
Okay.
of Fletcher's Farm, and we offer, or he offers, a nature and animal assisted therapy excursion.
Okay.
And what that means is we just did one at the beginning of May, I believe, and he takes these youth that are referred to him, and he takes them on a full day outdoor nature excursion. This past one, they worked on fishing skills.
Okay.
They actually fished by creating their own rods using like stick and string, which is pretty incredible. I did hear that some of the youth that attended were just so proud of themselves for making something and then also catching a fish from it, right? In the past, he's done an ice cave excursion where he took them up to Chipman, and it was like, again, a full day adventure for them. And now these kids, what he does is he really pairs it well with the pillars of mental health. So on these excursions, he's talking about, you know, the benefits of nature and your mental health, and he's teaching experiential learning is what I should say. So they're getting a lot.
So is he part of the program, or just somebody who volunteers to do this? Or?
He's part of our program. That's something that we offer. Again, for the kids, it is free.
Right.
And one of the testimonials we received was, you know, one of these kids said, I didn't realize how much being out in nature affects my mental health. So it gives them an opportunity to take these things back and you know,
Start sort of putting it together.
Yep.
Ways
Exactly.
that they can cope with what they're going through.
That's exactly it, yeah.
So you're giving them tools, is basically what you're up to. You're looking at different ways you can
Yeah.
empower them to...
We really meet them where they're at, like I said. So we might have a client come in and maybe they're really interested in learning how to cook for themselves. They've never had that opportunity. Well, our workers will take them to the grocery store. They'll go over budgeting, buy them some food, bring them back, teach them how to cook something for themselves. So sometimes it seems like pretty simple things, but in the long run, these are really big things that they can take with them.
That's awesome. We're zipping along here. We're going to stop for a minute. We're going to
Okay.
take a short break. Welcome back to McGowan's Canvas Miracles. We're here with Amber Lynch, and we're looking at these pictures, seeing what's going to create itself. So whenever we're doing a sky, so we're trying to create a circle, we want to have some light coming through it. So anytime you're working with acrylics, we want to have layer upon layer. So what we're going to do now is we start it with a dark layer around the clouds. So we're just going to slowly start building it up. So we'll take our, whatever brush we were working with, our wide brush, and we'll pick another color now and start adding white to it, and just making sure it's the next, well, that's a little too light. So I keep moving it around, and I flow it right on the canvas till I get something a little lighter than the cloud that's there. And then I start working my way around, building up the next layer. Just coming down. Just sort of putting a layer of clouds on top. And I'm not covering the whole cloud this time, just a section of it. Moving the clouds toward me, and they're getting lighter. So everything in a painting, as it moves towards you, the value changes, and at different tones will mean it's at different distances. So the lighter it is, the farther it is in the background. And that's not the color. Like you could have the dark colors we have in the background is fine, but how light they're painted on is what makes them look farther away.
Okay.
So as I move the black up, it's lighter here. As I get to the final tone, I want to have a solid black. So each layer is going to get darker and darker, but we're going to change colors as we go as well. And just add a little white in, just to sort of make it cloudy and get the clouds have a nice gray going on. And I always like to throw orange into my black, because black itself is a dull, boring color. So if we add a little orange into it, it just creates a little bit of brown and makes it a little more interesting.
Mm.
So when it comes to empowering the youth, and you come across, you know, they're having troubles at home,
Yep.
and things like that. So do you have places to refer them to and work on?
Yeah, so something we also do is try to connect them with those community resources that are out there and available to them.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes the referral party is one of those community sort of organizations or partners.
Yeah.
So we work really collaboratively to make sure that the youth are being supported as best they can, and their needs are being met. So if we can't fill those needs, we try to bridge the gaps and help them find those supports.
Okay. And so the networks for the supports, you're connected to them how? Just through the beginning, you had a network of people that you started with, a list of phone numbers, or how do you know who to call and what you're doing?
Yeah, well, most times it is that referral party, like I said. So we get referrals from social development, from justice and public safety.
Okay.
So although we try to reach for that upstream prevention, we do have clients that have made contact with the judicial system.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that once they make that initial contact, they're more likely to continue to be involved with criminal activity. So we really want to get in there and help them out. So oftentimes part of their diversion program is to come and meet with us and see how we can best support them. Or it could be connections or phone numbers to the food bank or just other community supports out there. And in addition to the family empowerment program we offer, the youth empowerment program, we offer the family empowerment program as well.
Okay.
So that's a little bit different, where it's more based on working directly with the parents of these youth. So if parents are interested as well, they can come in and meet with us.
So it'd be the same parents of the youth that are coming into the
It
program?
could be,
Okay.
or we could get separate parents. You know, maybe their youth aren't interested in what we have to offer, but the parents are like, hey, I need some help navigating what community resources are available. I need some help with challenging behaviors at home. I just need help parenting, navigating adolescence, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, they can reach out, refer themselves, and come in and chat. And we are all trained in what's called Standard Teen Triple P Parenting Program, and we have lots of tools and resources that we can help support them on their parenthood journey.
Okay, so we're going to outline the clouds, a little
Okay.
white, because the light would be hitting the edge of the clouds, right?
Right.
So we're going to start sort of outlining some of these clouds. Why not? Let's bring in some of this light just to separate this sky up here a little bit. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap some of this. See, I've got color in my brush. I don't care. I let it fall in. And happy accidents, as old Bob Ross used to say on his TV show years ago. And I'm just going to slowly start pulling some of that light down into the clouds. Just tapping, a little pull here and there. Just letting it build itself. I'm not trying to paint clouds or shapes, or I'm just tapping and letting things fall into place. Tap, pull, spread it out a little bit, see what happens. So what are some of the other things you do? So they have these programs where they can go fishing or go do different things like that. They have counseling, and you have games there on the premises where they can feel safe. So are you guys trained in certain things, like if you have suicidal kids
Yep.
or things like that? Do you have special training for that?
We do, and we can offer, again, support. We're not a crisis. We're not available
No.
all the time, but we're certainly there for the clients, and we are all trained.
And I suppose you would have the information to give them that they need it if they do need that kind of support, right?
Yep, that's exactly it. Another really popular activity that we host is a bi-monthly physical activity or youth workout. So we partner with Travis Connors, and he facilitates a workout. I think our next one is coming up on Monday, actually. Again, youth 12 to 18, free of cost, and this is located at Eastside Creative center gym, so the gym above where Creative Grounds used to be.
Yeah.
And what he does is he offers the youth a safe space to learn how to move their body and learn different exercises, and also he brings in a little bit of that mental health building as well, resiliency building, knowing that, you know, these youth have a place to go.
So as far as getting these people that are helping you out, is that like one of your jobs as well, that you
Yeah.
go out and find people that'll mentor and work with these guys,
Yeah.
or come do special programs, things like that?
We're very lucky here in Miramichi. We have such a wonderful, wonderful community, and there's so many people out there willing to offer their expertise and want to help, right? In the end, we're creating a safer community for everyone, and sometimes it just takes a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. What we kind of go by is the power of one. So one person has the ability to change the trajectory of these kids' lives, right? Just one positive influence, one positive person on their side. Sometimes they don't have that third person, a coach or an aunt or an uncle, you know, that's there to guide them, and that's what we're trying to do.
What I'm seeing here is that the light's coming through here, so we're going to lighten up. We're going to add more white into this side of the sky,
Okay.
and more black into this side.
Okay,
So
I
we're
like
going
it.
to darken up the left side, lighten up the right side. And all that just means slowly building up a few things, not covering everything, and just putting it on thin enough. The stuff underneath is showing through always, and we're just keep putting layer upon layer. So maybe the light here, I say, okay, the light's coming down. I'm going to maybe lightly touch up the top of these cliffs, let a little bit of this light sort of hit into there. See what happens. The light's coming down, so I'm going to lighten up the ground. We're sort of doing a monochromatic, just sticking into one set of colors, making it easy so we don't get too complicated here.
I like easy.
You know what? Just for fun too. We'll take this brush. We're going to put a stick up here. Just tap down a stick like this here.
Is that just because I said I liked easy? Now we're gonna
yeah.
go
Oh
hard.
yeah, now we got to make it complicated. Yeah, we wouldn't mind. I'll probably I'll have to talk with you guys. Maybe I'll do a program and come down and teach them all how to paint one afternoon or something.
Yeah,
for fun. Yeah.
we definitely have some creative kiddos that come by. It's
Yeah.
amazing, yeah.
We're always looking for ways to enhance people, to get them thinking there's something else I can do, whether it's fishing, whether it's painting, whether it's
Right.
building something. There's talents you have that are hidden underneath, right?
Certainly.
And half the trouble is getting our youth just to believe they can do something, you know? You grow up thinking, oh, I can't do anything, or my environment isn't the best, or whatever, but
Yeah,
there's endless possibilities if you just a little nudge here and there.
just a little nudge. Something we also offer is transportation. So we
Oh,
don't,
really?
yep.
So they can get home kind of thing if they come down and do the program?
Yeah, or if they want to attend one of our events as well. You know, we understand and recognize that there's barriers. There's lots of barriers, and we're trying to help with those. So our empowerment workers can offer transportation to and from events as well, and sessions. So if they come and meet, we can pick them up at school or at home.
We're going to take a little black, and we're going to just darken up the bottom of our mountain here.
Okay.
And you want to run it right along the horizon line, create a nice flat line.
Okay.
Yeah. So that way the light would be hitting, but down at the bottom of the mountain, it's really dark.
The shadows.
Yeah.
Okay.
And really darken up the sky on this side and get some tonal quality going on, make the light even stronger. What else can we do here? Let's see. Let's take a funky stipple brush. Let's really have some fun.
Okay.
Grab this one. So our little stick that we stuck up there,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna tap it down on the bottom a bit. And we're not trying to paint a branch, we're just sticking some jumbles on there. So maybe the left side, make it a little more blue so it's a little lighter. It's like the light is hitting the left side of the tree a bit. Easy. And just leave it, and we'll move on to something else. So do you ever, what about, you must have a different variety of kids. So
Yeah.
some kids are easy and they come and they're calm and quiet, and other kids are really angry. And what about the kids and how they get along with each other? How do you deal with that aspect of it?
So far, so good. We've actually had a lot of friendships made. So kids that show up to our drop-ins from different areas, different schools, they come and they connect and they develop friendships and they get together on their own. It's been really, really nice to see.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We haven't had the alternative just yet, but I'm sure we're prepared for that as it comes.
Yeah,
but
okay.
we've been really lucky. Yep.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yep.
We're going to try some of this light blue just because I want to see what it does.
Okay.
So let's start back here. So like again, the closer to us, we want the body of color. So a secret in painting is whenever you're putting on the first part of your brush, put the color at the front and then clean your brush out of the back. So as it moves back, it's getting paler and paler. And we're not trying to cover all the white, just a little bit in, but all the color. So I go back again. When I go to put the original color in, I put that near the front. And then I clean my brush out. I don't put any of that color at the back because I want to clean my brush out as it moves back. Good. I'll take some of this blue and maybe tap one side of the tree just for fun, just to add some light. Let me try.
All right. Oh, this one. All right.
Just a little blue here and there to your tree. Don't go crazy. Just something to. It's art, so we get to do whatever we want.
Whatever we want. There.
Now, the dimensions of clouds. So we let it dry a bit.
Okay.
Now we're going to move back in and we're going to start grabbing some more white. So I'm going to say, let's grab some orange here. Throw some orange up here onto this plate. Might be a little bit too much orange, but that's okay. I'm going to take some of this white and create a peachy sort of color. I'm going to start just near the tops of these clouds, start pulling down some light peach. And if I pull it into the clouds, wherever I add it in the sky, I'm going to try and get a little bit on the ground, same thing. Add some of that light. And I'll just sort of blend it in so it doesn't look like it's sitting on there. So it's just sort of soft on the top. So if you personally had an experience where you felt really sad or really happy or something that you happened, you felt like empowered by the whole thing and what you do. And it's important in life when we're doing our job that it does something to us and makes us feel a certain way. What about for you?
Yeah, certainly. We've seen a lot of success in some of these kids that have had a lot of barriers in their lives and a lot of roadblocks, and fortunately we were able to support them, and just watching them succeed and build up that resiliency and those strengths in that toolbox, there's nothing quite like it. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
So no one sort of story that sticks out in your head, like
No,
this
not
young guy come in and before I knew it, he said
well,
this
we
and-
did have a huge success with one client that had actually unsuccessfully completed a diversion program in the past 2 times. So what that is he has come into contact with the police and wasn't able to complete the program. And with our support, he was able to, so that's a really huge win for us and for him. But another one is just, helping these kids develop those lifelong skills. So we have a client that started coming to our youth workouts and really enjoyed it. So then they started coming back on other nights to boxing and just kind of opening up
boxing.
the door.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
boxing
Okay.
too, yep. So
We'll talk about that. We're gonna take a short
Yeah.
break. We're going through this quick.
oh
2 segments done. We'll be right back with McGowan's Canvas Miracles after this. Welcome back. back to McGowan's Canvassing Miracles. We're here again with Amber Lynch, and we're about to finish off this amazing painting. I think it'll be in the Louvre for sure. But what will be is all the fun we've been having this afternoon and talking about a great program that you guys are working on and the great work you're doing for the city, and that's what this is really about, is to get people's attention. And we're going to continue with that, and we're going to try something a little fun here. So we're going to try and add a little light down from our sky. So, well, you're going to use this brush right after me. I'm going to show you first. So simply, we're going to take this piece of paper, I'm going to set it here, and start here like this, and then I'm going to pull the brush down, and then start from there and just start pulling that across the sky, just barely touching. Paint's wet, usually you wait till it's dry, but we'll just fix that up later, and add a little bit of light to your paint.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Let's see here. Let's clean this off. Get you some white. Remember, press light.
Press lightly, okay.
The first one just gets you started, and then you can go from there and sort of blend it out and find. Look, my tree's gone altogether. You were worried about your tree.
Yeah,
I just wiped it out.
Yours is gone.
That's what happens when you use wet paint, and you're trying to do it in a short period of time. But you know what's really cool? So you just go with a brush, and you can dab it back in. I think we got more brushes going than how'd it come out?
There are my trees.
Cool.
I need a little black, I think.
I like it. Here,
I think
squeeze,
it's
let's
seen
squeeze
better
some more
days.
black. Here,
Yeah.
I'm going to show you. Yeah. Don't be afraid to just whack a good chunk of paint on it.
Let's see. Oh,
Turn your
now
brush a
it's
bit.
kind of blobby, like this.
Yeah. Side to side, go a little bit to the side, leave spaces. Trees aren't all just banged in one thing. Here, let me show you. So if you were putting the tree on, you start with a little bit at the top, whatever it might be. As you come down, a little bit out to one side. It's kind of wet, the brush, so it's spreading. That's okay. Let's make a wider tree. That's it. And I might switch over brushes and say, okay, that one's making too much paint, so I want to go with a smaller brush. So I might stab a little bit here and there. A little bit of bristles out off my branches, maybe. Nothing fancy, just having some fun.
Yeah, look at all the brushes we've used.
Yeah. So, some of the other things, so we were talking about, what's some of the things you want to get out for people to know about the center and whether they can come out to it and what programs you've got coming up and things like that?
Yeah, so all of the information that I've been talking about today can be found on our website, which will be shown at the end of this segment.
Okay.
What we do is we share a monthly calendar of all the activities and events that we're hosting and doing. So you can find that on our website or also on Facebook, which is just Youth and Family Empowerment Miramichi. And on our website as well, that's how you'll find our referral form. So if you're watching this and you think, hey, I know someone that could use a little bit of support, whether a parent or a youth, you can certainly go on our website and fill out that form. And it's pretty simple. And like I said before, you can do a self-referral, parent-guardian referral, community organization referral. Really anyone can refer to our program. We're adding some more white.
So what I'm doing is each layer I come up, I'm getting lighter and lighter and lighter on this side of the sky. So I want the light to be brighter and brighter as I move up.
Okay.
Paint down here, I'm adding in some white to it. Add some more white. Just take a big chunk of white and rub it into that cloud. Like, never be afraid. Look, see, I'll just grab a whole chunk of white like this, slap it onto my canvas, bang it like that, then I rub it out a bit. At this point, we want sort of an impasto, kind of heavy, thick, bright white happening. And then I'll leave it a bit, I'll let it dry, semi-dry. I'll come down here and I'll add some white
Add some
edges.
white. Orange in
Just having fun.
it. It
See
is
what
fun.
happens.
Yeah.
You never worry about it. Worst thing can happen, it sucks, you throw it in the garbage, or you go home and work on it a little bit, or it turns out great.
Yeah.
That's the thing with paintings. They're just something to sort of de-stress, make yourself feel a little better. I do these little paintings like this to give you ideas, and then I move that idea onto a bigger canvas, and then I take little parts of that and move it into pieces of a canvas, and then eventually you're building a whole bunch of little paintings in your canvas. That's how I'm painting. You build a large, beautiful painting.
Really?
It's not one painting, it's a bunch of paintings within the painting.
So like a mosaic of
Yeah.
different. I didn't know that.
So I might, and then I want to direct your light, right? So here, the idea of the painting is, we got this hole and we got light coming through. So we've got a road, so what can I do with that road? I'll say, okay, I'm going to take that road and I'm going to have it point to that sky there. And then I'm going to have it come around and come back this way. Come right off the page. So my eye gets drawn into that center. So then I'll start working from always from the outside, making the darkest color of the water. Here with rich, thick, and pastel paint. At this point, I might even use a knife here. If I had a knife,
Yeah.
I would grab a knife full of paint, slap it on here, just because it's so close to the foreground. And just because it's fun. Have these big chunks of paint. Some big, big colors of paint. And the reason I put big color is because every time I touch this, it fades in color. So I want to just get a whole bunch of that pure color of paint on there now, just so you can see it. And then as I move back, I don't add any more paint. I just let my brush sort of clean itself out. And then I don't want these edges to show. So what I do is I go to the dark stuff on the sides and I paint
Bring
into
it
the
over.
edge,
Okay.
sort of blending it together, going back and forth between the two. So now I've created an eye sort of direction pointing me down to the sky, and even your clouds. So if you're working on the light of your clouds, so this light here, I can almost make it like an arrow. So I'm painting the cloud down. It's coming towards the center of the sky. Now my eyes, when I look at the page, it pushes them towards the light.
Center.
So on the dark side, I would do the same thing. I'm going to put a big black sort of chunk,
Okay.
just sort of pushing almost in an arrow. Now nobody knows there's an arrow there except me, and I'm pointing them. So white's pointing them there, black's pointing them there, road's pointing them there. So no matter where I look on the painting, I have to go down and look at these little pretty colored clouds that I did with pink here in the center. So everything in the painting is about driving the person to the intention of what you want them to see there and have some fun. I mean, of course, you can do it at high levels of mastery, but this is the basics of painting and just throwing in some color and having fun.
It is.
You know, sit down at a canvas, you know, look at a photograph that you took outside, say, oh, how can I make that look pretty, or how can I get that sky? And it's all just layers and having some fun. Or you can sit down and go, I want a perfect cloud, and you can paint for an hour and a half trying to get this perfect shape, and it never works out.
No, you could look at it all day.
And paintings look so much different when you set them back 2 or 3 feet and you have to actually look at them. So these clouds you're painting now are no different than the clouds behind you. So every cloud on each of these is the same kind of thing. It's just a layer of clouds doing that same kind of fluff over the top, and nothing spectacular. You
It
know,
looks
now you can
spectacular, though.
paint a whole sky and just work on the clouds themselves. I could paint hours going 15, 20 layers, starting dark, working to light, and just keep building up the clouds more and more and more and getting them photorealistic. That's all up to how far you want to take it and how much time you want to spend on it. And when you only got 20 minutes or half an hour,
You do what you can.
We'll get the basics in, right? And have some fun and get the gist of it so you understand.
Yeah.
And just see what you can come up with.
I find that at painting class as well, when you step back, and you go clean your brushes, and you come back into the room.
Yeah, it looks
It's
a lot
like,
different.
Looks better than when I left it.
I have to, I always am constantly getting people to hold their paintings up so I can take a look at them. Because I have to see them from across the room to know if they've worked out or if they're getting the values right or blocking them right. And it's like anything. Everything takes a little bit of time and effort, and if you de-stress yourself and don't worry about it, I always say the outcome isn't as important as the journey. So painting is about finding a place to relax and enjoy yourself. De-stress.
Exactly.
And everybody's different too. We all have a unique thing. We paint right-handed, we paint left-handed, we press harder, we use more paint, we use less paint. So people will look at the painting beside them and go, oh, it's so much better than mine. Because everybody likes somebody else's always.
Yep.
But that's not true. It's unique. So Van Gogh had this heavy impasto kind of lines that would sort of go together. Renoir had dots. He would paint little tiny dots and have them reflect because of the color against each other. And each painter had their own unique thing that sort of they discovered by just playing with the paint and learning to go along and try stuff.
Lots of practice.
Yeah. And just giving people that sort of idea of, okay, if I had a little bit of help, what could I do? How can I get a little bit farther ahead than what I am now? And that's what we're always working on, something like that. Same with the kids. So the last thing I want to sort of ask you about with the kids and the main stuff is that how does it help our community, do you think, to empower youth so that they can believe in themselves? It seems to self-answer itself, but from your perspective.
I think it, like you said, it sort of self-explains, but you know, when these youth believe in themselves, their potential just increases, right? They're going to grow up, they're going to become adults, and they could be really valuable assets to our community and help it grow and flourish even more. And right now they just need a little bit of support, and that's what we want to do and we want to offer. Yeah.
That's great. And are you guys there? Some of you are permanent and some of you are on programs. And
yeah, so because we're partnered with New Tide Counseling and Consulting, we have our clinicians over on that side. They are located on Newcastle Boulevard, where we're located just down the road above the Goodie Shop. So we have 3 family and youth empowerment workers right now, currently. And we have a student that is doing her placement with us for the summer.
okay.
Yeah. Are these
I
more
just thought
trees?
I'm going to throw a little grass in.
Oh,
I
grass,
don't know why
okay.
not. I was thinking, well, I don't like it's kind of plain down here.
It is, yeah.
I'll make some longer grass down here at the very bottom,
Okay.
just to sort of push the river in behind.
So something that I'm pretty excited about that we're working on as well, is we're always trying to do community growth and community events, as I stated. But I'm currently on a committee with some other really wonderful community members, Roots to Table, Greater Miramichi Regional Service Commission, and Isthmus, I can't say that one, but Patty Deach, some really wonderful people at our table, and we've created what we call Celebrating Breakfast, and it's a summer initiative. So what you will see this summer from us is we are very excited. We're going to be offering 5 pop-up breakfasts around the city.
Okay.
This will be free breakfasts. You'll have to follow our social media to find out where we will be, but we'll be doing a pop-up. And the idea behind this is that, as we know, some kids in the summer go home. There's not often a lot of healthy food that can be found. We want to sort of help bridge that gap a little bit there and offer some really healthy, nutritional breakfasts for them throughout the summer.
That's awesome. So your website, what is your website?
So our website is www.yepfep.ca. So YEPFEP.ca.
Okay. And they can find all kinds of, what would you see on there on your website if you were to go onto it now?
You can find out more information about all the programs that we have to offer, and also all of the community events that we're hosting around the city, and also on our social media, on our Facebook page. We also do TikTok to try to entice some of the youth, but we're currently accepting referrals. We're open, so if there's anyone out there that needs some support, feel free to reach out, or email me directly if you want some more information.
That's awesome. Well, we're coming to the end of our show, unfortunately. It goes fast, doesn't it?
It does.
Do you ever
It was
notice
really
how fast
fun,
when
yeah.
you're painting something and enjoying
It's
things in life?
very true.
And I think that's great about that program. It's a space to sort of get away from things and get your mindset. Oh, there's other things in life. Life isn't so bad, and we can do pretty good if we work together. And what you guys are doing, I think, is amazing. I think it's we need more of it. We're constantly it's too many youth I'm seeing deal with problems in our communities that are struggling, and this is a step up instead of a step back.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for coming in today and sort of sharing your experience with us and everything you've done, and the programs and everything. And I hope that continues on, and I can help in some way in the future and
Yeah.
do something with you guys. Maybe I'll do an art program for yours.
Yes, well, thank you very much for having me. And like I said, we're new, so we're really trying to get the awareness out there for these wraparound services that, all of our youth in the community deserve. So,
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm gonna
art
steal this
is
for a
a
minute and
fantastic way to.
wipe off some of this.
Oh, okay. Well, should I try that too?
Sure. The whole painting's gone. It was wet.
It's just that
pulled it
tree.
off.
I don't like my tree. Should have left it erased.
Should have smeared it right into a blur. That's what I would do.
A big rock.
And have some
There.
fun with it.
Yeah.
But so you can see basically how we just sit here and
Yeah,
dabble along, and whatever comes out, comes out.
that's fun.
You don't have to, art doesn't have to be complicated and sophisticated. And it can just be something you play at and have fun with your kids. We have a kids program we work on with parents and kids, and I love to see anything helps our youth. So
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic program, especially having the parent there as well to just build on that relationship and their connection. That would be
That's
really
awesome.
special.
I want to thank you for tuning into McGowan's Canvas Miracles today, and hearing about the program, and Amber for painting with me and having some fun.
It was fun.
wasn't as bad as you thought it was.
No,
gonna be.
it really wasn't. I was able to talk and paint, so.
Tune in each week, and you can find out more about the community, more about art, and I hope you're enjoying the show. And thank you for all the people that have been stopping me lately to say hi, and for enjoying the program.